Good evening, and what's going on, people? Welcome back to another show. And tonight I'm going to do an interview all overseas. And if you like my channel, could you please stick a like to my video, and also could you please subscribe to my channel as well? So yeah, if you can do that, that'd be amazing. Tonight I've got a special show, a special person. He's on NFC Matters on a Sunday for the worldwide, and I'm going to get an Alwaleed. And there's my guy. And Alwaleed, how are you this evening, my guy?
Good evening, all. Good evening, John. Happy to be with you tonight, and I hope it's going to be a nice chat.
Thank you very much. And let's hope so, because it's going to be positive things, and I'm going to ask you questions as well. And yeah, it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And welcome to come on my show. And I'm just glad to come on. So, like I said, can you please subscribe to me channel, and also stick a like on my video, and also follow Alwaleed on his Twitter account. So I've got the first message here. Thomas, as usual. Evening, John, and hope you're okay, Thomas. So we're going to talk about, Thomas, we're going to talk about Monday's game against Chelsea. We lost by 2-0, and the first half was absolutely shocking. The second half, Steve Bruce has come out and said that it's been a bit of a positive, but at the end of the day, we still lost by 2-0. And Jay said, even John and Alwaleed, it'll be okay, Jay. What do you think of Monday's game? I mean, what do you think of Steve Bruce's comments after the game?
For me, the game, we should care about Southampton game. Chelsea game came after Southampton game.
Yeah.
And what happened Southampton, it was amazing. It was fantastic. Yeah. For me, this game, I mean the Southampton games, I believe at the end of the season, I believe this game, it's the game, the one it saves us from relegation, because the spirit of the lads over there was, it was beyond our imagination. We didn't think, everyone was going, it was gonna be 4-3, but we hold with 9 men against Southampton, against 11 men, and we get the result after the end. But what was the circumstances? What was the price for that game? Is losing 3 players at the same time. Char, Manquillo, and our striker and best player Wilson. So we get into Chelsea game after this events, and I watched the Chelsea game in match live with Steve Wright and the lads.
Yeah.
And we analyzed the game very close analysis. We can't blame the guys for what they did. They did their best. Chelsea plays as Champions League level, and Chelsea was much developed after Frank Lampard gets sacked. I did some statistic between Chelsea last 4 games for Chelsea with Lampard, and first 4 games for Thomas Tuchel. And the main thing I found interesting, the number of shots, statistically, the number of shots on target against Chelsea for Lampard, it's equal to the shots on target for Thomas Tuchel.
Wow.
But the goal, but the shots we concede, the shots Frank Lampard concede is much more than the shot target succeed by Thomas Tuchel. So I remember it was 17 shots we Thomas Tuchel received, concede 17 shots, 5 only on target.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so Thomas Tuchel play against Wolverhampton, received 0 shot on target. Against Burnley, 0 shot on target. Against Tottenham, only 2 shot on target received, concede. And against Sheffield, 3 only.
So
what happened? Thomas Tuchel changed a bit the defense formation. That was the difference.
Yeah.
He played with 3 center back instead of 2.
Yeah.
Was the main change. So the bottom line is, it's Thomas Tuchel. He did a great job, and we are so lucky with these circumstances. We get 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot more goals. The 2 goals conceded against Chelsea were very poor goals. I mean, Emil Kraft are coming too late out, but at the end of the day, I mean, we lost 2 goals to 0. Could have been 5 or 6. And Thomas Tuchel, like I said, has done a good job coming in and, 4 wins and a draw, and he's done well. So back to the Southampton game. I mean, we lost 3 players. 1 got sent off foolishly. Wilson and Rankulo off injured, and we had to defend for our lives. If we show that spirit and win the game, we might stay up, hopefully. But just as well, we beat Southampton by 3 goals to 2.
Also, I was wishing to score at least a goal, but we did, I think, as I remember, 4 shot on target.
Yeah,
which is almost the same shot on target Chelsea received last 4 games with Tuchel. So
yeah,
it was fair, good enough.
Experience, man. But yeah, I mean, we've got a tough game coming up on Sunday against Manchester United at Old Trafford, and that'll be a very good game. But bearing in mind, Fulham's got to play Sheffield United on Saturday, and if they win that game, they'd be 3 points behind us by the time we play Man U. And are you still worried about the situation in Newcastle? Do you think Fulham will catch us up?
Okay, now I think now Manchester United will play after a few minutes with Real Sociedad in Champions League and Europe League. Sorry. So let's hope they will get tired.
Yeah,
exhausted. Yeah, and I wish if we play against Man United as we can, best we can, because and with less damage. We don't want to ask any. We'll try. Sheffield try and win against Manchester United, so we can do the same. And I believe Manchester United defense is much weaker than Chelsea, and we should take. It's easy to hit the defense of Manchester United, but as well we should also. We will. It's okay to lose against Manchester United, but there is winnable game against a team lookalike. That the one we should win. But for the other teams with the big 6, okay, do your best.
Yeah,
but it's okay. But the winnable game like Crystal Palace, for example, Fulham, Wolverhampton, those teams, we should make a good result and take points from them.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, we didn't beat Sheffield United, didn't we? Didn't beat Sheffield United or Fulham this season at some moment in time. And we need these are the sort of games you're going to need to win if you are to stay up. Like we've got Wolves next Saturday, they got West Brom away, and I think I'm not sure we got after that, but I think it might be Brighton or Spurs, one of the two, or could be Villa. But we need to win those games. If you want to stay up, though, Alwaleed, we need to stay up, and you need to win those games. I mean, Man U, we're not going to win that game. We need to beat Wolves. That's going to be tough, but it's a home game, and we should win. And hope we should win that game.
The rest of game for Newcastle, let's say if we divide it 2 halves, first half it's much easier. The last half it's going to be very difficult. So we should take much point from the first half against lookalike teams before we end up, I think, with Liverpool and Chelsea at the end of the season.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So you're very confident you're going to stay up this season, are you?
yeah, I'm pretty sure, because the soul or the soul we see, the spirit we see against Southampton, it will not go away.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. And yeah, I mean, we want to talk about individual players in Newcastle, and obviously Callum Wills will be out on Sunday because he's out with an injury as well, which is a shame. But we need other players to step up. We've got problems up front. Joe Linton, for me, is not good enough. Also, I say Andy Carroll only got 1 goal since he's come rejoined the club, and Dwight Gale watched him on Monday, and he just wasn't very happy. He didn't look interested as well, and he played on the wrong side. Do you know what I mean? But we need goals. We need goals from those 3 players. Joe Linton, for me, ain't good enough for Newcastle. He scored 3 goals in 61 league games. That ain't good enough.
For me, we have great strikers, but the problem is with Steve Bruce management. Steve Bruce all thinking must all defense. Defensively, Steve Bruce is not bad. It's actually quite good. But on the other, but in attacking, he's very poor with tactics. In attacking, because I noticed he put like just one striker, and sometimes he put false number 9. He put two wings, and the bottom line is the midfielder. Before Grammy Jones came, all the three midfielder are defensive. Shelby, Jeff Hendrick, Hayden, they're all defensive. So how he will could establish an attack? And it's not gonna be. It's gonna be he just depend on Shelby passes just to create attack. This will not happen every time.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, at the end of the day, I mean, John Joe Silver, for me, has gone backwards at the moment. Isaac Hayden, I really like Isaac Hayden. He breaks up the play so well, but I want to see him does it against the bigger teams, and then if he does that, that'd be great. Jeff Hendricks, for me, I think he's very, very poor. He doesn't offer you anything. So I got Tom there, evening lads. I got Sam, welcome to be chat, Chelsea fan. Pressure's on Fulham. Pressure on, if Fulham wins this weekend, watch us back on fair order at the minute. Sam and Tom again. West Brom versus Newcastle Villa, Brighton Newcastle. How many points do you think you're going to get out of these games, Alwaleed?
Okay, I will say what we should and what I expect.
Yeah,
we should take Brom for 3 points. Aston Villa, they are very tough and they are much better now, I think. So if we get a point, so this is 2 games, so 4. We should take 4.
4 points.
4 points. At least 3.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you're right. Oh, so I mean, West Brom Newcastle. I mean, that's gonna be for me. It's gonna be a 0-0 draw. Newcastle Villa, we'd be lucky to get a point, and Brighton Newcastle, that could be another 0-0 draw. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to be positive at this moment in time. You have to be at these days. But I'm just happy if we stay up this season. But we need to win games. But yeah, you could be right there. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to take one step at a time. We've got to play Man U. But those 2 games there, we need to get points off them. Do you know what I mean? But you're right. And I hope we stay up this season. I really do. But if the player steps up, that'd be absolutely fine. So I was going to say, we'll talk about Miggy Almiron. I mean, he stepped up for the last couple of games. And what do you think of him?
Actually, we are lucky in Newcastle because I noticed there is man for every time or every set of games, and we are lucky now that Almiron now he is in top level. He saved us. I think I'm sure he was the best player so far in last 3 or 4 games. He scored goals. He also assists in goals. And let's say the bottom line, he play in the right position now. Before with Steve Bruce, before Johnny Graham's, I noticed he put Almiron very, very behind. In the paper, you will see, okay, we are lucky Almiron in the front. But when you see the real, you notice him with the back 5 trying to clearing a ball. So, but now his performance, I think now we are getting the best use of Almiron. But maybe if the thing I noticed, I noticed it against Chelsea that we are more individual play. Saint-Maximin, Almiron, as well Fraser, Gale, we are much more into individual play. Everyone try to pass 3 or 4 players. This is this will not happen every time. But with the Joe Willock sign loan from Arsenal, I think we are getting much better because this player or this position he play, we need it so far. Is it the number 10 position? because before Wilson was in the front and nobody behind him. He have to go much back to get the ball and go forward, and this almost impossible. But Joe Willock, I noticed he saved us with that, and he let our center forward to focus on the goal much more.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. Like, so really, I think it's been outstanding for the last couple of games. I mean, wasn't that great on Monday? He did try, and I like to see Fraser and ASM play together. Steve Bruce has come out and say that he's not seen played both together, and 6 games later, they haven't even played together yet. And would you like to see ASM and Fraser play together on wings to support Almiron's the 10 role?
10 role, actually, it was for Joe Willock.
Yeah.
For Joe Willock,
decent.
Yeah, for Joe Willock, he's the one in the number 10 position, which make Almiron and Saint-Maximin should be more free on the wings or instead of the striker to get a chance.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. I see what you mean. But that means playing a false 9. That's what I look at it. So I've got Tom Dixon there again. Sunderland's having a takeover done. Soon, surely be us soon. Hopefully, I'll come on to the takeover in a bit. And I've got Sam as well. There's definitely has been a positive shift in Newcastle recently. Against Chelsea, it was a game of 2 halves. Second half was better, but the game was already done. Have looked much better recently. They have been better recently because Graham Jones has made a difference. Do you know what I mean? But we still won 2 games at the last 15, and that's a worry. Do you know what I mean? And I've got Tom getting Newcastle linked to Sturridge again today. Would I take him? Personally, I wouldn't take him because he had opportunities to come to Newcastle before. He said no. And would you take Daniel Sturridge? Would you take Daniel Sturridge? He's on the fee.
For me, Sturridge, to be fair, this name, I remember him 2015, 16, when he was in Liverpool. For me, he was a good player. But I hear that after that, he wasn't doing much good.
No, yes, he went to West Bromwich Albion on loan and he scored 0 goals, I think, and wasn't the same player. He had too many injuries. For me, that's the problem. We seem to buy players or get players on loan that are injury prone, and that's the problem for Newcastle. We had that over the years, and it doesn't do us any good. We need to get players come in who are actually ready, not come here injured or use this as pre-season, like Bentaleb last season. He came to Newcastle as pre-season to get himself fit, but he wasn't that great.
The formation play by Steve Bruce make it difficult for any striker because he will barely get 2 or 3 shots per game. So this is need much luck, needs much work up front. So for me, I think Gale, Andy Carroll could fill this place, but we need to mix our make a different way of attacking to make opportunities to give the service needed to the striker.
Yeah, definitely. We need to get the ball forward because we keep playing. When we get the ball, we just keep passing it backwards and sideways or hoof it long as well to no one. And that is the thing. That's why we don't get many shots on goals. And it's just so frustrating, Alwaleed, because at the end of the day, we want to be more attacking. We want the players to be more attacking. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we need at Newcastle. I need to score goals. Done enough for us.
And the other team, when he play you, he know that okay, Saint-Maximin is the best player. We will put 2 marking him. They know your secrets. They know your weapon. So you need to become more creative in a play, not just try to dribble the players.
Yeah.
It will not happen every time. As we see sometimes, for me, beating Everton home and away, it's not a coincidence.
Exactly, but you need to be. I love ASM, I really do. On his day, he could be a wall beater. At times, could be a leg beater. But when he loses the ball, he gets frustrated. He gets in a little sulk, but he needs to work on the ball more. That is the thing. I want to see him working off the ball as well. But that's ASM all over, sort of thing. I've got Sam again. Isn't Sturridge banned? Do you know what? I thought he's banned for betting, but I don't know how long he's banned for. I really don't. But it's worth checking it out on that as well. So if he is banned and Newcastle try to get him, it'd be a waste of time. So I think his ban is over, but he's definitely banned for betting.
I'm not sure. I'm not aware.
I need to get that chat out because he's definitely banned, but whether it's lifted now, I just don't know. But it remains to be seen.
But John, if you notice, I noticed this question a lot talking about storage. This is example if I show when I talked to earlier before the show when I said to you there is depression, or we just want to depend on anything or bring anything that could help us.
That's the thing. I know what you mean, but he needs to be playing. I mean, is he injured? I don't know. But would I take him? I don't know. I'll bring him. I really don't think. No.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's personality.
We're the only ones getting want him. Do you know what I mean? No one else don't want him. So, but again, we're going to need to get that checked out if he's banned or not, sort of thing. That'd be fun and games, but. But is he going to score goals? Is he going to get us out of trouble? Probably not. And also, if he does come to Newcastle, he needs to get fit, match fit. Do you know what I mean? Before he plays the game, so it's like coming in, not match fit. So if he does come, I'll back him.
And you need to pick. If you bring him, let's say if he's good or if you bring him, this is bad message to Gale and Andy Carroll and even Joe Linton. They deserve. They work with the team. And they can do it.
Exactly. But I did say I'd like to see Gale or Carroll play up front. I mean, Jack Gale wasn't that great on Monday. I thought he was poor Monday, to be honest with you. But then he plays the wrong position on the right. He's supposed to be playing up front. And Steve Bruce plays him on the right-hand side, which I think that's strange. So unless I'm in place as a 10 role. But I wouldn't play Jordan against Carroll. I mean, when he came on, he was just pushing everyone. Do you know what I mean? He's just following all the time, and I didn't think he was that great. So I've got Thomas here saying that I would take Sturridge. He would take Sturridge, but like you said, you have to go with what we've got, and hopefully they get us the goals, which will keep us up.
I think even Wilson, sometimes I see him on the right, and Joe Linton. I think this tactics. I think it's just to make him sneak to the box, maybe not become to run away from the center backs. Maybe this is some tactics. For Gale, I don't want to the fans for blaming him because he didn't. He played against a very difficult team. I just told you about the statistic of Chelsea with Thomas Tuchel. It was very hard on Gale, and let's not forget Gale. For me, last season he did very great because we were depending on him. But we got Wilson this year, so he got most of. So Gale benched most of the season. So it's he's not the sensibility of the play. It's still missing, and he played against one of the difficult teams. So this is and let's not also forget he scored the winner goal against West Bromwich this season. So I am very optimistic that he will score soon, hopefully.
Let's hope so, because I do like him. I'm going to say, Sam said, go and hop off the stream now, mate. Editing the video myself. Great content, mate. Keep it up. Sam, thanks so much indeed. I hope it come on my channel one day. Have a great chat sort of thing, But thanks for coming on anyway, Sam. And just keep doing your thing, because your stuff is absolutely fantastic as well. So I'll watch yours as well. So what I'll do, I will talk about the goalkeepers, Darlow, right, and Dubravka. Everyone wants to see Dubravka come back in. Me personally, I think, but Darlow's been outstanding this season. The first few months have been outstanding. Moments have been great, but for the last few weeks, he's been making a few mistakes and he gets caught out. But he ain't dominating his box. He's not commanding. He doesn't shout at the players, like Dubravka does. So would you still keep Darlow, or would you bring back Dubravka?
For Dubravka and Darlow, for me, I think they are both great. But so sometimes the fans are sometimes they are emotional. like after we get beat from Chelsea, put Dubravka on. Even if you put Dubravka, we're still receiving the 2 goals. It doesn't matter. For Darlow, for me, at the end of the season, from now, I will say the best player. If you said what the best player for the season, I will say Dubravka. Sorry, I will say Darlow from now.
In the season,
for now, yeah, they are both ready. They are both ready now. They should play. They should play together. You can't now just bench Darlow after this. And he's been. I think he will. Most of the journalists and the fans and the close people, they said he get a chance to join the England national team for Darlow. So it's not fair to bench him after this.
Sure.
Yeah. So maybe some games you play Darlow, some games you play Dubravka. They are both great.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, good comment there, mate. I mean, I would have gone for Dubravka, me personally, but Darlow, he's done no wrong at this moment in time, and I think he's had a good season. I got Gunnar Rich over and over again. He's an Arsenal fan, and I goes on this channel as well for a chat. He said, "Good evening, fellas. Great show again, John. I'll off the horse and watch along soon, but keep up the good work, my man. Listen, Rich, big up to you, my guy. You know what? You always look at the comedy channel, mate. And you know what? His content's absolutely fantastic. And if you check him out, sort of thing, it's decent. He's always on with a guy called Melvin, and they're both fantastic. You know, there's no shouting, there's no bitchiness, it's just positive things all the time. And Rich, I wish you all the best on your game against Benfica Tunisia. Let's hope you get through. And I've got Andrew as well. I will not take Sturridge. He had his chance to come to us now. I think he's injury prone. Exactly my point, Andrew. I will not have taken him. He had his chance a couple of years ago, and he just didn't take it into West. He chose West Brom over us, and I will not take him now. He's injury prone. He's 31, and he's not match fit as well. So now, and what I'll do now, I'll talk about the takeover, and it's also going on in a minute. I mean, plenty to talk about the takeover in my view. Do you think the takeover is still happening? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to go to arbitration? Do you think it's going to go to court? Do you think Nick DeMarco is going to work his magic?
Oh, that's a very spicy topic. For me, to answer your question, I'm confident it will going to happen. But the thing now, we are frustrated about the time. This is the make it difficult. If I get a lot of questions. Is it going to happen? I'm saying yes, it's going to happen. Okay, when? I didn't know. I can't say a day, but now I believe there is the quietness. I think, I don't know, they have a saying here in Arabic, but I'm not sure about English. The quietness before the storm.
Yeah.
You know, before any storm, there is a quiet. And I believe now we are in this quiet. So we are getting, and every journalist, the one with the resources, says we will hear something soon. For me, I'm trying. For me, and personally, I'm trying to ask around, to ask some resources. Nothing solid I get, but as I understand, there is still working on it, and this is the most important thing. And for me, in fifth, I know the people, the fans, they're depressed. You know, now we are emotionally breaking because we are thinking about the regulation battle. We are thinking about the takeover. It's mix of feeling. It's very difficult, which I noticed lately. We are much more depressed. So that's why I want to make quite sure it's gonna happen. But it's when this is the win. There is many reasons for having this, and I explain this part. I notice also some people talking it's gonna happen, but the thing is they are not sure exactly what is the obstacle left now. Before 2 months there was some obstacles, and now it's getting clear, you know, regarding the misunderstanding of the TV piracy, for being sport. And for me, this obstacles, it's gone away now. It's just now it's in a protocol, in a process to finish 100%. This is good thing and good mark for us. The lawyer now, Nick DeMarco, he teasing some fans in the Twitter last week. There was a can for me. I have a can. It's a non-alcoholic can. Non-alcoholic can, and I put it earlier in my show, LW Newcastle. I said I will open it after the takeover.
Wow.
So Nick DeMarco put like on it.
Let's hope
on
so.
The Twitter. He like it, so people get crazy. So there is there is a new, there is things in news. Nick DeMarco also become a guest on this week, with Kieran Maguire. His financial analysis, I think, for sport. He mentioned something very important. I try to find a message when I hear his podcast. He said, I advise, he talking as a lawyer in general, he said, I advise the opponents in general not to go for arbitration or court because it's costly and taking long time. So he admits that the arbitration taking much more time, and that's why we are waiting.
Sure. What I think you should do as well, like, I don't think the Premier League, this is my opinion, I don't think the Premier League want to go to court, because if they go to court, then the Premier League are going to get absolutely rinsed big time. So what I think you should do is just do an out-of-court settlement. Just say, look, you can have it take over with conditions, yeah, and that's it. Just do it quietly, and then just have it done. Because Mike Ashley wants to sell the club, the PIF wants to buy the club, but you got Richard Masters, in charge of the chief executive of the Premier League, hasn't got a clue. He doesn't want it because he doesn't want Newcastle to be another big hitter. He wants to look after the big six, and the 14 clubs like us doesn't exist. So hopefully, we look at Burnley, right? They've just been taken over, and now they're 90 million in debt. How could that allow to happen?
This is fishy, because we notice in the arbitration, Nick DeMarco speaking of, some teams become for the test for fit and proper test. Yeah, the one we are going for a long time. Some teams, they are passing through without any investigation. And some teams, same time, before they try to buy the club, they just throw at them the booklet of Premier League rules and condition and the test and whatever. So for me, because it's happened behind closed doors, there's much more opportunity for lack of transparency. Everything could happen in this closed doors.
Yeah.
It's of course make everyone suspicious that there is fishy things going around. Yeah. But if there is transparency, that it will show that everyone will where he stands. Because now it's not clear for most of us.
Wow, you're right. Something right there. Something going on fishy at the moment, and because the reason Burnley taken over did not affect to the top six, but something right there, and I'm sure they need to investigate that at Burnley Football Club because it's not right. So, and I still believe it's going to happen on takeover. Give it probably, it could take time, but like you said, it's just a question of when it's going to happen, because the Saudis would love this takeover to happen in Newcastle. And if this takeover, could you imagine if Newcastle United got taken over by the Saudis? It would be not just a boost for the club, it'd be a boost for the whole city, the region. money's going to be poured into the area as well. I mean, that'd be absolutely amazing if it happens.
Yeah, and I think this is this is part of the reason why Premier League officials they try to get rid of this deal, because as you said, they try to protect the big six. And if you take a look on the standing table, you will find even now some of the top six are out of the top six in position. So so imagine if Newcastle, after they take over there, so they will be in maybe they will afraid they will be in relegation battle as well.
Exactly. But what I think is, so if we stay up this season, it's a big if we stay up this season and get it over, that'd be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Spurs are not in the top six. Liverpool's in the six. So you know what I mean? Can you imagine the end of the season, right? Liverpool haven't made it. Spurs haven't made it. You know what I mean? Wow. It's just going to be absolutely laughable. And then the Premier League would be absolutely embarrassed on that sort of thing. But just got a message from Thomas. He said, Burnley and Sunderland get takeovers. How come we can't? Because I tell you what it is, Thomas, because they look after the top six. Do you know what I mean? They're not affected. We're not affected the top six. So Burnley's not affected the top six, and Sunderland's in League One. So yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, Richard Masters do not like Newcastle. It's evident. Do you know what I mean? I make it clear. He does not like Newcastle at all whatsoever. For me, he comes across as arrogant, two-faced, right? And the way he speaks to people, down to people, is wrong. But Richard Masters should not be chief executive of the Premier League. The job's too big for him. In my honest opinion, if Newcastle does get a takeover, actually Richard Masters is going to walk away.
Maybe you're right that Mike Ashley doesn't like Newcastle, but he liked this takeover to happen, and he signed Nick DiMarco as they consider the Lionel Messi of the lawyers.
Yeah,
in football field. And if it's not going to happen, as some unoptimistic people, so why Amanda Civilly, BCB, Robin Brothers, why they are not saying anything about it?
This is she should tell us the latest news and that's on what's going on, how far this takeover's gone, sort of thing, because we haven't heard from her for a couple of months now, and we haven't heard from the Rubens for a couple of months as well, for quite a long time. But I think the fans need to know, right? Not everything, but like a once a month, just say what's going on, inform us how far the takeover is.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a takeover? Is it going to happen? If it's going to happen, tell us. If it's not going to happen, please tell us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're suffering. We're suffering.
Because Twitter account as well. Twitter has just gone haywire. It was last year. And it was just a meltdown at the moment. And I'm thinking, whoa, just let it take its course. I mean, let them take its course. If it's a takeover, tell us. If it's not a takeover, please tell us. You know what I mean? So we as fans know where we stand.
I tell you, John, I'm dreaming sometimes with this. You know, I have sometimes bad dreams, good dreams regarding this takeover. We deserve to know. Really, we need. We will. Just give us a hint, and we are fine with hints. Just don't let us try to. It was funny thing. They are. I have big admire to some of my followers on Twitter. I'm not sure if I get the names. I think Ian. I think they are tracking planes, jet plane of Mike Ashley and Robin Brothers and the yacht, and they are trying to why they are meeting in Bahamas, and it's like it's so we are so give this much thinking and much of our effort. So we really deserve. I wish if this is message for me to them. Just give us some hints. Okay, it's a now arbitration maybe must be in silence, but at least give us some bit of hope.
Well said. Just keep us in the loop. Guys, if you like my videos, can you please subscribe to my channel? It'd be much appreciated. So my channel will grow. And also, can you please stick a like on the video as well, and please follow Alwaleed as well on his Twitter account. So I've got David B. Welcome to the show, my guy. He said, "Big stupid boost is going to get us relegated." I mean, you don't think to get relegated? I think the next 3-4 games will tell us where we're going to go. My guess is if Fulham overtakes us, I think we're done. Because the way Fulham playing football at the minute is absolutely fantastic stuff. Okay, they're not been winning games, but at the end of the day, they're playing better football than Newcastle.
If you notice, Sheffield, even yesterday, there was a video I posted on Twitter. He admit that he feel that he's going to be regulated. And this is, for me, it's weird thing to say that, and this will disappoint. But he said as well, he will think he will get back to the Premier League. This is for Sheffield. For West Bromwich, they got, I think, as I noticed, there's two things change. They bring Summer Deals, earlier this season, and I think they get Maitland from Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken, some striker.
Yeah.
From Arsenal, and he's a good striker.
Maitland now is a midfielder. He's a midfielder. Maitland now is a midfielder.
Midfielder, but play forward. Yeah,
plays forward.
I think. Yeah. So and Fulham, I think this is the best of the three. I think the best of the three now on the bottom, and he trying to. Yesterday he was almost win against Burnley. So we are we have to take this serious. There is no mercy for you. No, just win the winnable games. Winnable games, we have to win it. Because it's 6 points. If we play against West Bromwich, that's 6 points if we win. This is the real game. Manchester United, do your best. Or the big teams, other teams, do your best. Maybe you get a draw. Maybe you'll get a win. Who knows?
Yeah, for me, I like a confidence in Alwaleed. I do like a confidence, but I think you get stuck on Sunday. But the Wolves game is going to be 3-1. Wolves West Brom will tell us where you're going to go. Because don't forget, Wolves beat Southampton last week, and Man U drew with West Brom 1 each. But you're right. I mean, you just got to wait and see what happens on that sort of thing. But yeah, what can I say? I just think we need to go to Old Trafford on Sunday and just do our best and just give it a right go. If we can do that sort of thing, see where it takes us. But I'm getting people saying that Steve Bruce could revert back to a 5-4-1 against Man U. But Man U's got players out. Popper's out. Rashford could be out. Cavani is out as well. So Man U's lost some key players at this moment in time. And I've got Paul Anthony saying, try this the guys. Okay, cool.
For Manchester United, for me, they're still struggling with some of style for play, but Bruno Fernandes, when he came, he fixed a lot of things for Solskjaer. And if you notice now, every player tried to get the ball for Fernandes.
Yeah.
So I think this is the player you must make focus on. Also Cavani, if I'm not sure if he will play, but because Cavani is a smart fox in the box. These two players, I think this is the key. This is the key of Manchester, and you need to mark them. For weakness point, Manchester defense very weak. It's easily can hit with counter attack.
Yeah,
and I think Almiron, I think he will be lucky this game. 5 at the back. Since Graeme Jones came, we didn't play 5 at the back. So I don't know if it's going to be the first time. 5 at the back, it will not help.
No, not at all.
Maybe it will help. Maybe get a draw, but for winning, impossible.
Well, we'll see what happens, but I still think I know other pieces play 5 at the back, but I think it's still going to be 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. I think it's 4-2-3-1. I've got David B here. And you can agree with this one, right? Ashley's making the same mistakes again. He either doesn't learn or doesn't care. The all is, David, you're right. I mean, he's been in the club for 14 years, all that, and it's either his way or the highway. He doesn't care. He's got no footballing sense whatsoever, and that's why he's got 2 allegations on his watch. And that, for a football club, that ain't acceptable. 2 allegations for a big club in Newcastle is not good.
I think Mike Ashley maybe last season make him feel safe, because after the pandemic block, after we stopped for the coronavirus time, there was most of the fans were afraid from regulated as well. But after the break, and we continued to play, we did good games, and we will become far from regulation. So I think that's why Mike Ashley believe much more in Mike Ashley. But as I said, now it's for me, West Bromwich game is fatal. Is fatal.
It's a big game.
Lose against Manchester United, fine, but don't go without a win against West Bromwich.
And if we don't win that game, we got problems. And talking about our fullbacks as Emil Kraft and Jamal Lewis, they're both clearly struggling at this moment in time at Newcastle. And I tell you something, right? Emil Kraft for me is the worst fullback I've ever seen at a Newcastle shirt. Let's be real of that. I'm not holding back on Emil Kraft. I watched him Bologna, and he's bang average. Yeah, and when he was linked to him 18 months ago, I thought, wow, please don't get him because he's poor. Jamal Lewis, I like Jamal Lewis, but I don't think he's been trained right. I don't think he's been coached right by Bruce, and he's got the ability to go forward, but it's defending at times, man. It's just not good enough.
The defense line is much dangerous line in the team. You can't because I think Newcastle defense line need to be stable. It's not stable. Always mixing. Always different player, different center back, different right back, different left back. Sometimes he put Manquillo, sometimes he put Murphy, sometimes put Yeldon before he go to Galatasaray. On the other side, he put sometimes Richie, sometimes Domet, sometimes Jamal Lewis. This changing make the line very. They not get used to play together. That's why mistake happens. Add to that, in addition, the player in defense midfielder sometimes also they are mixed. Sometimes Hayden, sometimes Hendrik, sometimes Longstaff brother. There is no stability in the play in the defense line. Usually the big teams. If you tell me any of the top teams now, from now who's the defense line lineup, the four play. Who are they? But for Newcastle, they are changeable. This makes mistakes, especially there is a mistake happen every time. The goal from Chelsea, the first goal, Giro goal. There was big gap between the center back and the defense midfielder.
Shocking. Poor defending for the goals, man. I mean, we just can't. You had to have a settle back four, and he keeps changing it up all the time. I can understand doing it because of the COVID and that, but you have to have a settled team, and we have not had a settled team for weeks now. And it's just not good enough for Newcastle. But under a different manager sort of thing, we get a settled team. We know we're going to play every week. But David B saying if the takeover happens, he's going on holiday to Saudi. Dave, I'll give you a bit of advice, mate. Don't go when it's still COVID going on, mate. You know what I mean? Sorry, mate. I've got NFC Magpies 123. First time we chat. If you don't get rid of Steve Bruce, we get relegated. But if we appoint Graham Jones for the next couple of weeks, we could stay up and start winning games. And I've got Paul again. Ashley hasn't changed in 10 years. He still has no interest at all. Well, with Mike Ashley, right, quite a few comments there. Mike Ashley, right, he doesn't care, right? He's taking the eyes off the club, right? He's not in the UK at the minute, right? And he just doesn't seem to care. He said yesterday that he wants to keep Steve Bruce on. He wants to give Steve Bruce more time. But he's had 19 months. And the club is not going further forward. And yet actually wants to keep this guy. I just don't get it.
For me, it's a smart move. He bring Grammy Jones because it's looking clear that if Steve Bruce like now is, you know, when you have a ticket for a flight and still not okay, not sure you are gonna fly or not. Steve Bruce have this ticket now. So he's ready. He's ready to fly, and if he flies, the captain Grammy Jones will be the coach, I believe, for the rest of the season. So this is the thing now, and for me, it's the choice. Maybe he didn't have a choice. Maybe he didn't find a coach wants to work with Mike Ashley already now. So that's why he tried to bring the best he found. Grammy Jones so far, you can't. It's very difficult to judge. But you can notice. You can notice obviously that you have some touch.
Yeah, I mean, Graham Jones has done well since he came up, sort of. I mean, I'll get rid of Bruce now personally, just get him in until the end of the season, see what he does, and he'll definitely keep us up, no question, because the players are watching him against Everton. I thought he was absolutely fantastic against Everton, and the way Graham Jones has directed the players, taught to the players, sort of thing. The players listen to him more than Bruce. Bruce just puts hands in his pockets and he looks a bit cheesed off. And basically, sort of thing, I think those two are going to clash very, very soon. I just don't think those two are going to get along. I really don't. And yet, Ashley wants them to get along. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of games, and you just never know. So
yeah, West Bromwich will tell us a lot. Trust me.
Yeah, that'll be the key game. West Brom and Wolves will be the key game, and we need to get 4 points minimum out of those games. And this happens. So, what do you think the score's going to be? I mean, what is it going to wrap this up very in soon? But what do you think the score's going to be on Sunday against Man United on Sunday night at Old Trafford?
Well, let's hope that Manchester United will become not in his level. I don't know what happened. He play. I think the game is now or against Real Sociedad. I think this game will have impact on the game.
Yeah.
So we should. We talked earlier about the striker who should be, or let's bring his storage. This matter of stuff. Actually, we should focus on the tactics to how we create good service for the center forward to score, or different way to score, which I didn't see this change much so far. This is what we should focus on. I believe big percentage Manchester will win, but as I know, Manchester and United, they are most like rivals, and sometimes this competition make the team wants it more. So let's hope Newcastle get to the spirit that they want to beat Manchester United, and they make a surprise for all of us.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Manchester United won by 4-0, by the way, against Real Sociedad. So that does look good on us on Sunday anyway. So it looks good on us. But...
4 for Manchester.
Yeah, 4-0 against Sociedad. But that's a good result for them. But that does look good for us on Sunday coming up. But I got Robert Baker. Robert, good evening to you, my guy. I hope you're okay, and I hope you're ready for the weekend. And keep watching me shows. So, and are we going to start up the season? Are we going to stop up the season?
Are we?
Are we going to stay up this season?
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Yeah,
I believe. Yeah.
You believe, and the takeover's going to happen, right?
Yes.
Great stuff. Well, I was going to say, thank you very much for your time there, Alwaleed. Listen, it's been fantastic coming on with chats, and it's been lovely chatting to you. We must do it again because you sound amazing. And I got Tom to boost out. That's typical. And he's right, by the way. Tom's right. And also got another message from Robert on 5 Thanks. We're going to win. Well, I hope you're right, Rob, but at the end of the day, I don't fancy it myself. Tom's going for a 1C straw, and Tom said, great show, lads. Tom, thanks so much indeed there. And I got a Manchester United supporter for Claire Williams, of course. She was on my chat last night on my streams. She's absolutely dynamic, and she's young, talented. Good evening, both. We just won 4-0, and she is delighted, and she's a red.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate the time and the chatting, and really nice to meet you. And hope also as well you will become a guest in my show soon.
Definitely. And before you go away, one question I've got to ask you: Did you enjoy coming on my show? Did you enjoy coming on my show?
Sorry.
Did you enjoy coming on my show? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy you very much. Nice question. And I notice you are teasing us with the color of your shirt. It's a mix between Manchester and Newcastle.
Yeah. You know what it is? That's for a couple of years now, and I got to lose a bit more weight if I'm honest with you, yes. But at this moment in time, look, at the end of the day, right, I've got to get a new shirt in the summer anyway. I need to get a new black and white shirt, no matter what happens, sort of thing, So it's pointless getting one now because they're going to change the sponsorship, I think, as well, and top sort of thing. So I've got Claire again one more time. Hope you both have a wonderful evening, Claire. So do you. I'll definitely be tweeting yes for the match later on. And look, at the end of the day, Claire was fantastic. I hope we beat them on Sunday, but I don't think we will. But listen, thank you very much for coming on, Alwaleed, and I'm definitely going to come on your show. If you want to come on your show, I'll be there.
All right. That's the deal. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And how are the lads?
How are the lads? Take care. Bye. Oh, bless him. That's Alwaleed there. He's a fantastic guy. Listen, he's on NUFC Matters on a Sunday on the Worldwide Show, which of course hosted by my guy Steve Wraith, and he's very interesting. He sounds very positive, and he thinks Newcastle's going to stay up this season, which is good for him. I hope he's right, but I don't think we will personally. But at the end of the day, I think he's just made some good points. He's a very positive guy, and hopefully things to take over is going to happen as well. So, like I said, could you please take a like on my video, and please could you subscribe to my channel on John Sinclair. And look, at the end of the day, I've got 430 odd subscribers on the go, and yeah, I just so made up. And just to say, Thomas, have a good evening, everyone. Have a good day as well, kid. And thanks so much for coming on my chat, on my show. And I'm going to do another stream tomorrow, which is the press conference reaction with Holly Blades at 7 o'clock. Please keep your eyes peeled for that. But I'll not be doing 3 hours. There's no way. It's going to be an hour of that. And she is definitely a worth following because she's so intelligent. She's only 16 and she's amazing. So listen, I'm going to get myself away. Have a fantastic evening. And like Alwaleed said earlier on, we're lads. And until then, I'll catch you later. Later, peeps. Bye-bye.